Once you learn this visualization technique, you can learn to see reality clearly and thus make your desired reality. Einstein meta model was created by Robert Dilts based on the strategy used by Albert Einstein to visualize and create a new model of reality, even for dimensions such as time, space, matter, and energy. In 5 minutes, we are going to learn this technique that helped him to do this. So let's start from an epistemological view. Einstein was curious to know the godly thoughts, the patterns or first principles which governs the universe, which even led him to spend his last decade of his life to what he called the unified field theory to unveil this secret. Soon we will be looking the specific visualization technique which helped him to do this, and I will show you guys step by step how to use this technique. Most of us see science and religion as two incompatible spheres, but Einstein knew to see the mysteries of reality, we must connect the specific behaviors and phenomenon of science to deeper first principles of belief and spirituality. And to harmonize the relationship between both these, we need a proper technique. TOTE concept is a basic structure of strategies to reach a desired target state from a specific current state. And in between this fixed goal and a current position, variable means are used to operate and test again till we achieve that goal. According to the TOTE model, our beliefs and values should be the test phase of our life programs, and our knowledge and technical methods should be the operations we use to achieve those higher level goals. For example, we shouldn't use facts and statistics to look at when we fix a goal and think like chances are less for that to happen, but instead use a vision or belief of our dream future and use facts and knowledge at the test phase. This is the secret of any reality creation. This is why we feel reality as random most of the time, because this first principle cannot be obtained from the content of our experience where we use facts, statistics and science. Instead, it must be arrived at by imagination and intuition, and for that we need the help of a new dimension. Einstein's actual creative thinking took place through internal visual images and motor or muscular kinesthetic sensations. It was only after the imagery was sufficiently well developed that it was translated into verbal or mathematical expressions. Similar to Tesla, Einstein too had this very powerful active imagination method. According to Einstein, we make mental models of the world using these 4 elements and their combinations. Before learning this visualization technique, we must understand the elements that he used in his active imagination. Even while I am bringing this YouTube video to reality, I am seeing these concepts as visuals, and it is combined by a body sensation of how you guys are perceiving it in my imagination. The auditory digital system, which is the first draft of the script of this video, come last to evaluate the result or output of this construction made through visual kinesthetic loop. At the same time, I have the goal that I want you guys to understand this visualization technique and concepts behind them thoroughly. Now this internal generated feelings serves the motivational axis and act as the guiding system for that. Also at a higher level, I am evaluating by making this work whether I am incongruent with the purpose of this YouTube channel. And even at a much higher level, I am checking if all these actions are aligned with my purpose in life while I am doing all these actions. Einstein called this the visual survey, which is like the feeling of direction, which acts in between these small elements and stood above and somehow influenced this whole process at a higher level. Now let's learn this visualization technique. This was a thought experiment Einstein had at the age of 16. He was imagining how would the world look like if he was sitting on the end of a light beam holding a mirror out in front of him, and he wondered if he would see his reflection. Then he thought, what if from a position of the light beam, if one person was sitting on an asteroid floating in space and watching this person go by on the light beam, from his perspective would it appear that the person on the light beam can see his reflection, because one can clearly observe that the rider is constantly catching up to with the light that has left his face. He is moving right along with the light. So from both these perspectives, can the person on the light beam see his reflection? This is the thought experiment he used to create his special theory of relativity. Can you guys see what he did here? First, he identified the fundamental elements in the system which are in conflict with the change. This can be the first and second positions. The conflict may involve yourself and another person, 2 others in conflict, or 2 parts of yourself in conflict, and make it into simple constructed visual images like a symbol or metaphors. Then he began to freely engage in combinatory play with the elements, switching back and forth, and fully explore what each frame of reference is like by placing himself into them till he can see and feel both the perspectives. Secondly, he moved to a broader visual survey and established a third position or meta position that is outside of either the two positions and tried to identify the underlying assumptions, relationship, or conflict between the two systems in question from this larger frame. The concept of relativity means that reality is reflected from what frame of reference you use as your standard. So from the point of view of a particular photon, that photon is stationary and you and the rest of the universe are indeed traveling at the speed of light. Thus, he made an explicit description of the generating rules that have been seen or felt from this third position and tested this against the evidence of sensory experience. I was sailing nearly 1 year away from land continuously. When I came back, my life was a mess. I was going in a direction in my life that I didn't want to go, and I had this big dream destination that I wanted to reach. So it was like a vehicle which was going somewhere using a GPS system installed with it. It wanted to reach a destination, but it wasn't reaching there. So I zoomed out and looked what was controlling it, and I recognized that the map that was shown in the GPS is controlling the vehicle. The map, which is the content that I was consuming, and my self-image, which was kind of like the result of my daily habits and daily thoughts. So I consciously started observing my habits, thoughts, and content I was consuming, and slowly started to change the map to my desired destination. And if you look back to my older videos, you can see it. Now I kind of have the control over the map that is shown in the GPS, and as a result, I feel like I am going towards the destination I want to reach. In this 5 minutes, you have learned a proper technique to see the mysteries of reality, which is an important factor of reality creation. Now, if you want a step-by-step technique which is exactly designed to make you achieve any of your dreams, watch this video.